What's up, restaurant owners? When you're choosing a POS system, you're not just picking a checkout screen, you're choosing how orders move, how staff work, how the kitchen stays in sync, and how much cleanup you're dealing with at the end of the night. So today we're comparing Toast, Lightspeed, and Square to see which one actually makes the most sense for your restaurant. We're looking at the basics they all cover, the standout features that separate them, how integrations and hardware work, what pricing looks like, and who each one is really best for. So let's get into it. All right, before we dig into the details, here's the big picture. Toast is built specifically for restaurants. It's designed around restaurant workflows, and that shows up everywhere from its hardware to its kitchen and tableside tools. Toast positions itself as a restaurant point of sale and management system with things like online ordering, delivery tools, mobile order and pay, and restaurant specific operations built right into the platform. Lightspeed is more focused on data. Its restaurant platform leans into customization, reporting, inventory, tableside service, and management tools, so it's great for operators who want more control and deeper insights. And Square is the simplest of the three. Square for Restaurants is built to help restaurants manage orders, payments, menus, inventory, and team operations. It's an easy all-in-one system that restaurants can start using without a steep learning curve. So as you can see, there are already a few differences between the three, but those differences really become noticeable when you break down the features of each system. Let's start with what they all have in common. All three platforms cover the core POS basics. You can take orders, process payments, manage menus, track sales, and run reports. You can also get employee management, tip tracking, and some level of inventory control across all three. So no matter which one you choose, you're getting a complete POS system. The real difference shows up in how deep those features go. Toast is built for restaurants that have a lot going on at once. We're talking tableside ordering, coursing, modifiers, and kitchen display systems all working together in real time so the front of the house and the kitchen stay in sync no matter how busy you are. It also handles things like online ordering, delivery, and payroll within the same system, which reduces the number of tools you need to manage day to day. If your biggest challenge is keeping service running smoothly during busy shifts, this is where Toast really stands out. Then you have Lightspeed, which is built for operations who want more control over the numbers. With advanced reporting, you can actually see what's selling, what's not, and where your margins are going. On top of that, inventory management is a big focus, especially if you're dealing with multiple locations or a more complex menu. If you're the kind of owner who wants to make decisions based on data, this is where Lightspeed separates itself. And then there's Square, which is a little different. Square stands out for its simplicity and ease of use. It's one of the easiest systems to set up and run, and most restaurants can start taking orders the same day. You still get online ordering, payments, and basic reporting built in, but without the setup or learning curve that comes with more complex systems. If you don't need a ton of customization and just want something that works, Square is hard to beat. Another thing to keep in mind isn't just what your POS system can do, it's how it fits into your current workflow and systems. All three platforms offer integrations, but they all handle them a little differently. Toast focuses more on built-in tools and a curated set of integrations designed specifically for restaurants. You can still connect things like QuickBooks, but most of the functionality is designed to live inside the system. Lightspeed connects to a wider range of third-party tools. That includes platforms like QuickBooks and Xero for accounting, along with other tools for reporting and inventory. So if you already have a tech stack in place, Lightspeed is usually easier to plug into. Square falls somewhere in the middle. It has its own ecosystem of tools like Square Online and Square Marketing, but it also integrates with software like QuickBooks if you need it. For most restaurants, this won't be the deciding factor, but if you're already using specific tools, it can definitely make a difference. Now, you can't compare POS software without talking about the hardware that runs it. With Toast, everything is built around its own proprietary hardware. There are the Toast Go handheld ordering devices, Toast Flex countertop terminals, kitchen display systems, and dedicated printers, all designed specifically for restaurant environments. That's great for reliability, especially during busy shifts, but it also means you're locked into Toast system. Square also offers its own line of hardware. You can start with something as simple as a card reader on your phone, or scale up to handheld devices and full register setups like Square Handheld and Square Register. That flexibility makes Square a strong option for everything from food trucks to smaller restaurants. Lightspeed is a little different. It's typically built around iPads along with compatible hardware like receipt printers, cash drawers, and payment terminals. So you can start with something as simple as an iPad with a stand and then add hardware as your business grows. Your budget, the size of your restaurant, and your specific needs can help you determine which setup is the best fit for your business. Now, speaking of budgets, let's talk about pricing because this is the real differentiating factor for a lot of restaurants. We'll start with Square because it's the easiest to understand. Square offers a free plan that gives you the basics you need to get started. You'll just pay processing fees. If you need more advanced features, you can upgrade to a paid plan. Lightspeed uses a tiered pricing model. You'll pay a monthly subscription, and higher plans unlock more advanced features like reporting, inventory management, and multi-location tools. While monthly starting prices are listed online, you do need to request a custom quote if you want to move up the tiers. There's no free plan available, but you can request a demo to see how the system works. Then there's Toast. Pricing here is usually customized based on your setup, since hardware, software, and payment processing are usually bundled together. There are starter options, but most restaurants end up with a custom quote. So the takeaway is pretty simple. Square is the most accessible, while Lightspeed and Toast are more customized. And across all three, the more you need, the more you'll pay. One more thing that's worth calling out is how each system handles payments. This can affect both your costs and how much flexibility you have. Square keeps things simple. Payments are built directly into the system, so everything is handled in one place. You don't need a separate processor, and setup is pretty straightforward. Toast works similarly. It uses its own payment processing, which is tightly integrated with the POS and hardware. That helps everything run smoothly, but it also means you're locked into Toast for payments. Lightspeed gives you a bit more flexibility, but with a trade-off. It has its own payment processing, but you can also choose to work with a third-party provider. The catch is that using an external processor comes with a monthly third-party processing fee. So this really comes down to simplicity versus flexibility. Square and Toast keep everything in one system. Lightspeed gives you more choice, but that flexibility can come at a cost. Ultimately, the right choice really comes down to how your restaurant actually runs day to day. Choose Toast if you're running a full-service restaurant or anything with a busy floor and kitchen. If you've got servers, coursing, modifiers, and a lot happening at once, Toast is built to keep everything moving without anything slipping through the cracks. Choose Lightspeed if you want more control over your operation behind the scenes. If you're focused on tracking inventory, understanding your margins, or managing multiple locations, Lightspeed gives you the tools to actually dig into the numbers and make decisions from there. And choose Square if you want something simple that just works. If you're running a smaller restaurant, a cafe, or even a food truck, and you don't want to spend time setting up or managing a complicated system, Square is the easiest way to get up and running with room to scale as you grow. At the end of the day, all three can handle your restaurant. It just comes down to whether you need something built for complexity, something built for control, or something built for simplicity. So to sum it all up, Toast, Lightspeed, and Square all get the job done. The right choice just depends on how much you want your POS involved in your day-to-day operations. If you're still in the research phase, make sure to check out our full video reviews for each platform. If you're more of a reader, you'll find our written reviews on merchantmaverick.com. And if you're still undecided, take a look at our video covering the best restaurant POS systems to compare even more options, figure out what fits your setup, and choose the system that actually supports how you run your restaurant. Because your POS isn't just about taking orders, it's about keeping everything moving when things get hectic. Thanks for watching, Mavericks. I'll see you in the next video.